What's up YouTube, hope you are doing fine. So as you know, the Sony ZV-E10 doesn't have so many custom buttons like the other Sony cameras like the Sony A7 III, and it just have a few custom buttons like C1 and not so many customizable options. So it is really important to set up your camera somehow so you have access to all the options really easily and fast, both for photography and videography. Even though this camera is mainly intended for vlogging and videography, but in this video I'm going to show you how to set it up, how to set up the function menu, the my menu and the custom buttons, both for photography and videography, so you have easy and efficient access to all the options and you can use your camera really efficiently, which would be really important if you want to do both photography and videography. So let's switch to the top view camera and start setting up the camera. So let's start with the function menu setup, and then we proceed to the custom buttons and then the my menu. For the function menu setup, we go to the menu and we go to the second tab and we go to the page 8 and then we go to the function menu set. We have two parts here, one for photography and the other one is for videography. We'll start with the photography. The first item which I set is the subject detection in the AF section in page 3. We use this in order to select the subject, either we want it to be human or animal. For the IAF, this is really important to have it available really easily in the function menu. Then for the second option, I will select the focus mode in the AF page, in the third page as you see here. And if I show you, it is the focus mode, whether you want a single shot AF or AFC continuous AF, or you want a manual focus. It is really important to have it available. I mostly use a AFC, but again I want to have it available really easily. The third option which I set here is the metering mode in the exposure tab in fourth page. As you see, we can change the metering mode to multi, center or standard. I usually use it as multi. I do not use this feature in order to expose my shots, but it is available and it's a good option. It shows the metered manual here. And now the next option, I use the aspect ratio, which is in the first page in the quality image size aspect ratio. As you see here, we can easily change the aspect ratio of your photos, 3:2, 4:3. This is a really good option. We do not have this option in Sony A7 III, but we have it here, which is really nice. You can set the aspect ratio. For example, you want to shoot a cover photo for your YouTube video, you can set the aspect ratio. It is really nice that we have it here. Now for the next option, we go to the function menu setup, and here we have creative style. Creative style is in the page 6, color white balance. And as you see here, the creative style is I set it to portrait, and I set the contrast to -3 because I want to have the less contrasty and less saturated image. If you shoot right, doesn't matter because your raw file won't be affected, but for your JPEG preview in the camera, it is really important. Now for the next option, I set it to picture profile. As you see here is again in page 6, picture profile. You can set the picture profile for your movies. You do not use this for photos. It is built with the mindset for the movies, but we have it here because we can switch it off when we are shooting photos. So here we have the picture profile. And now the next option for the function menu setup for photography, I use the steady shot here. It is in page 12, shutter steady shot. My lens doesn't have, I am using the Sigma 16 here, so we do not have the steady shot option for photo. We have nothing available here, so we go to the next option. Now for the next option, I use silent shooting. It is in page 12 again. It is a really good option if you want to shoot something silent. You do not need you can use this option in order to shoot silently. You do not want the shutter sound, so you can use a silent shutter, which is really nice, the electric shutter. the electronic shutter, sorry. Now for the next option, I chose the focus peaking. It is in page 8, focus assist. You can use the peaking display here, whether you want focus peaking on or off. The other option which I use here is the zebra display. Most people use the zebra display for their videos, but I also use it for my photos, which is really nice. It is in page 14, display auto review. And the next option is the zebra level again, which is again in page 14. You can use this in order to set your zebra and zebra level to see if you have any overexposed part in your photo. For example, you can set it on 100, and then when you are shooting photos, if you see any part which is 100, you will understand that your highlights are blown out, which is a really good option in Sony cameras. I will turn this off. And now for the final option, I will use the shoot mode. As you see here, it is in page 2, shoot mode. And as you see here, you can change the shoot modes, whether you want to shoot manual or shutter priority or aperture priority or program auto or intelligent auto. I mostly shoot in manual, but I have this option here, so you can set it like this. I think this is one of the good setups. In the function menu, you have access to everything. And now let's check the video function menu setup. Now I am switching the camera to video mode. We are in video mode. We have the function menu here. Now let's check the function menu setup for the video. For the video, again, for the first thing, I use the subject detection because the ZV-E10 has also the IAF for animals in the video, which is really nice. We do not have this option in Sony A7 III. For the second option, I use again the focus as the photography mode. You can change the focus here, focus mode from AFC to AFS. I will not go through it again. For the third option, again, I am using the same menu as my photography menu. It is metering mode. For the fourth option, I am using the audio record level, which is in the page movie, page 8, audio rec level. As you see here, let me show you. You can change the audio level here, which we need this option to have it in access. It's important. For the next option, I will use the creative style as the photo menu, and the other option, again, the picture profile, which is really important for movies if you want to shoot in S-Log or HLG. And in the down row, again, I will use the stabilization. It is very important for your movies. You have multiple options here if your lens even doesn't have a OSS, but you have multiple options here, like the active steady shots, which you can use if you want. But if you want to use the Sony Catalyst browse, you just set your camera stabilization to off. Then we go to the other options. Let me go to menu, sorry. Here I use the marker display. As you see, it is in page 9, movie 2 marker display. As you see, you can set it on and show grids and markers, which is really nice. You can customize this in settings, whether you want the center marker or grid lines. Then for the other option, let me turn this to off. The other option, again, like the photography menu, I will use the peaking display here, and then the zebras and the zebra levels, which are really important tools for video, and I use them a lot. And the last option, again, I will use the mode as I'm using in the photo menu, and you can easily change your mode for video. I use manual, but you can use shutter priority, aperture priority. Here are all the function menu setups for photography and videography. Now let's proceed to the custom buttons setup. Guys, I forget something important in the function menu setup of the video. I recommend you to change this from the creative style to page 7 to product showcase, which is a really important option for video. So whenever you are filming something and you bring it in front of the camera, the camera prioritizes that and focuses on that product instead of your eye, which is a really important option of the Sony ZV-E10 and the new Sony cameras. So it's not really important to have the creative style here, because when we mostly use the picture profiles in a video, and when you enable the picture profiles, the creative styles get disabled. So there is no need to have the creative style here in the function menu of the video, and it is better to use the product showcase. Now let me switch to the photography mode again. Now we are in photography mode, and now we are going to set up the custom buttons. As you know, the Sony ZV-E10 doesn't have so many custom buttons, so we have to set them really efficiently. We go to the menu, and here we go to the custom key for photo, the first option. As you see here, the delete button, I have set it to switch to left or right eye. For IAF, you can switch between the left eye or right eye in the page 4AF2. As you see, if I press this, I can easily change the left eye, right eye, or we have two options, right eye or left eye. And the next button which I have set is the center button. I have set this to focus as standard. It is really important. I searched a lot to find this. It's in page 3AF1, focus as standard. As you see, if I want to change the position of this focus dot, I press the center button, I change it, and I press, and it is locked. And then if you want to change the in the default settings of the camera, if you want to change this, you just need to go to the settings and again select this to be able to change this. And when you select this spot, you cannot change it once again with the default camera settings. But by setting the center button to focus as standard, you can easily press this center button once and change the position of this focus button, because this camera doesn't have a joystick like the Sony a7 III, so you need to set this button to focus as standard so you can change this easily. Otherwise, you need to go to the focus modes and change your focus area once again to be able to change the position of this pointer. But here we set this center button to focus as standard, and you can easily change the position of this focus marker really easily. So it is a really important option here. The third option, I will use the drive mode. I didn't change this. It's like the other Sony cameras, the default option here. So for the fourth button, I will use the ISO again as default. It's the best option like this. Also, I use this option in my Sony a7 III. So we have ISO here. And the fifth option, I will use the white balance here again, which is a really good button because we do not have so many custom buttons here in ZV-E10, so we have to use this as our white balance. Now the next tab, let's go to the next tab. For the top buttons here, I will use this button as my focus area. So whenever you press this button, you will go to the focus area. This has been set up as my Sony a7 III. I have set the C1 button to focus area. I do not use this for the background defocus. It's just an amateur way to defocus your background. You just need to lower your f-stop. If you want to defocus your background, you can easily lower your f-stop and then increase your shutter speed. You just need to learn this instead of using the background defocus button. So I recommend you to set up this button as your focus area, which is really more important in my opinion, both for videography and photography. And the second button is the movie shooting. I didn't change this. And the third page, we have, if you use a lens with a button, you can use it for focus hold, or you can use it for example for IAF. Now let's check the video option, custom buttons. It's not really different. If let me switch to the video mode. I've switched to video mode, and now let's check it. If I go to custom key for videos, you will see that everything is the same. Just instead of using the delete button for left eye or left eye, I'm using the gamma display assist, and everything else here again is the same. So in the video, if I press the delete button, I can change the gamma assist to HLG assist or S-Log, so you can have a better demonstration of your picture when you are shooting a video, which is really handy. Now this is all the custom buttons. Now let's go to the My menu and see how I set up my My menu. Now for the My menu setup, we go to the last page, which you see a star, last tab, and for the first page I am let me go to the show you. For the first item, I will use the file format to change my video settings from 4K to HD, for example, if I want to shoot a slow motion. And the second one, I'm using the record settings. You can change it to 30p or 24p. The third option, I'm using the AF transition speed because it takes a lot of time to find this in the menu. So we have that really easily accessible in the My menu one. And also the AF subject sensitivity, you can set the sensitivity really easily here. And the next option, I will use the monitor brightness. I can easily change it from here in My menu. And the last option is the format option, so you can easily format your SD card without going to the settings tab and finding that page. And the next tab of the My menu, I use the NTSC or PAL, whether I want to change my camera to PAL or NTSC depending on the lighting conditions. The next option I'm using the HDMI settings because I do not want to go into the menus to find it. The next option, I'm using the touch operation, whether you want the touch operation to be on or not. I have added also the face registration. I have not used it, but I thought it might be useful for some people who shoot weddings. And you can set the priority of the face on or off. And the last option, I have set the smartphone connect in this page, so you can easily access it. And here is my two My menu setups, and you can even add more pages if you like, but I think this one is enough for me, but you can add much more if you want. You can also go to the last page of My menu, and there's an option here, display from My menu. You can turn this on, and whenever you go to your photography or videography and press the menu button, you will start with the My menu page, which is really good. You can easily access this. Whenever you go to menu, you will start with the My menu. Whether you are on each page of these settings, it doesn't matter. When you press the menu, you will start with the My menu, which is really nice. Let me also show you some bonus tips again in the focus settings of the camera. In the focus settings of the imaging photography, we have option here, the focus area limits. We have options here. We can change whether we want these options in the focus area or not. Some of the options are not available by the default. You need to check them. I will use the wide zone, the flexible spot S, and the large flexible spot. And for the tracking, I will use the zone, flexible spot small, flexible spot medium, and also the expandable flexible spot. So by default, we do not have much options here, but by setting those, you can have access. You can access those here. So I didn't know about this. This is a new option in the ZV-E10. I did not have this, I think, in the Sony A7 III. And also, do not forget to go to the settings of your video, and there's an option here, function of touch operation. You can enable the touch tracking, which is a really awesome feature. As you see here, if I touch the display, you will see that there comes a box and it locks on this object and easily tracks it, which is a really nice option in the Sony ZV-E10. Another option which I changed in the setting in the tab 4 page 3, which is playback 3, is the display as group, which I changed this to off. So what does this mean? If I set the camera to continuous shooting high, and if I shoot multiple photos, and if I want to review those photos, you can easily review them between other photos. But if you set this to on, let me show you, it is by default on. You will see the photos in a group, and you should need to go into that group and review only those photos one by one. We have the 3 photos, but I do not like it this way because I want to review those photos with other photos. So we do not go into that group. Let me come out of the group. It is a little bit complicated in this way, but when you set it off, it is much easier in my opinion. I have set this to off. Now it is much better. They are in the group. They are out of the group, and you can easily review them. And the last setting which I want to show you is in the tab 5, and the first page, which is the delete confirm, I set it to delete first. So when I want to review my photos and I want to delete them, it is by default on the delete option. I can easily and really fast delete the photos. I do not to first change it from cancel to delete and press delete. It is one step easier in this way. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you liked this tutorial, and if you liked it, please do not forget to press that like button. And if you enjoy my content, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button too. And I will be seeing you in my future videos. Goodbye.